Hey, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I know I don't have very many videos on right now, but this is just kind of a video that I wanted to share on my process with the Postal Service becoming an RCA, which stands for Rural Carrier Associate. I've seen so many videos that people have posted about the position, and that kind of helped me gain some insights into what the position was about and just kind of the process that it took to get here. I wanted to share my experiences, and that way if you are becoming an RCA or in the process, it could help you out. My first day of orientation was today. It just got done a little bit ago, fairly early. Each trainer is going to differ depending on your group of people, what needs to be shared, how many breaks you take, etc., etc. So my time frame may not be the same as your time frame. So the hiring process, I went to USPS.com and went into their job search in their careers. I highly recommend. So far I like it. I mean, of course I'm just in orientation. I hear it is challenging and difficult, but I also hear that it is a very rewarding job with amazing benefits in the future. So anyways, I went through that process online. Be sure to check your inbox, your spam box, in your email, and look for consistent emails that'll come in. You'll have like an assessment that you have to take depending on the job you apply for. So you go through, you select your job in your area that you want to apply for, and then you go through the application process. It takes a while to go through this process. It's almost like it's 5 to 9 days from what I've seen and my personal experience going through between your process. So from the time you get the potential acceptance email to getting your training dates and actually going through training, it seems like there's a huge gap in between each step. What I did to kind of help the process, sorry for my shaky phone, I don't have anything to balance this on. One thing I did to go through this process and make it a little bit smoother was to check in with my head postmaster often. So I would wait a couple days. Of course, I didn't want to go in every day and bother her. But anyways, I went ahead and I would just check in every so often. So, there we go. That's a little bit better. I would just check in every so often and see, hey, have you heard anything about my position? One day, as soon as I got my acceptance letter saying I could do my fingerprints, I went in and she didn't even know I had gotten accepted yet. So, it is good to kind of just check in, see if they've heard anything. Because we were able to get the process done right away and I was able to get into training earlier. Now, with training, if you are outside of the driving area, which is 50 miles for the post office, you're able to get reimbursement on your hotel and drive time, mileage. So be sure that you are able to have childcare if you have a kid, as well as having the upfront money to afford those things, and be able to, then you'll get reimbursed later. I have heard that you can get an advance. I was unable to do so, but I don't know if I just didn't ask soon enough or what the problem was, but I really didn't ask on that part. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that costs are handled up front. So just so you're aware of that, you will get reimbursed. It's just the upfront out-of-pocket cost is a little high. So today over training, we went through ethics, important things to understand, just some precautions. The big bulk of it was the ethics, what to do in this situation, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. If you've taken any sort of ethics course, a lot of it is very similar. It's just specific to the job, so specific to the post office. So the big takeaway on it is use the systems that the post office has in place. So if you have an ethics question, refer to the ethics department, their legal team, and ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. I say this about any job. The more questions you ask, the more you'll know and more you'll understand. Sometimes you'll run into people in jobs that get irritated the more questions you ask. The post office doesn't seem to be one of those places. Like in training today, I asked plenty of questions, as well as it was very clear that if you have an ethics question, go ahead and ask the ethics department. So ask questions and ask the specific department about those questions. So training today was good. We had a very laid back class. We only had 3 people in my class. I think part of this is due to just the amount of people applying in the area, as well as the illness that's going around in 2020. Some of that has an effect on class sizes, as well as are we to wear masks, not wear masks. Different processes are a little bit different now because of the illness going around. There are certain things we can and cannot do. So overall, it's been a good experience. It's definitely been a long process. Hang in there. You'll get through it. And just keep with it. I'm going to be posting more updates as I go along. This is just for information purposes. This is not like set in stone for everybody. This is just something that I'm experiencing and I wanted to share it. So if you are looking into this job, it would be something for you to maybe gain an additional insight on what it's about and how I am dealing with this whole process of employment and this new hire process. So anyways, this is day 1 of orientation. I will check in tomorrow with another video over what I go over in day 2. So thank you for joining in with me today. I will be posting on my channel more RCA updates. I will also be posting business updates for the toy company that I have, as well as I have a company that I'm working with using for maintenance on my vehicle. So maintaining the oil changes, transmission fluids, keeping my vehicle well maintained so that I can perform this job properly and just keep my vehicle running through the wear and tear and demands of this position. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and if you like the video, put a thumbs up down below, as well as leave a comment with any questions you may have. If I can answer, I'll surely answer. If not, I can find out and just see what that process is. As well as subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me on these updates. So thank you for joining in, and I will see you next time.